What is good, guys and gals? It's your boy, the anime connoisseur, back at it again with some hot off the press content for you to enjoy. Today, as a connoisseur, I would like to dive in to the series loved by many, hated by few. That might be a lie, but we're diving into the critically acclaimed.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
Today, we're going to talk about One Piece. One Piece in general. I'm going to talk about my experience with One Piece, how I got into One Piece, how I became a One Piece fan, a fanboy. But anyway, let's just get right into it. Let's skip all the formalities and just get into it. Wealth, fame, power. Goldie Roger, who sat at the peak of the pirating world, was said to have it all. With a bounty over 5.5 billion berries, his name echoed throughout the seas. His greatest achievement, obtaining the world's greatest treasure, the One Piece. This achievement awarded him the title of the King of the Pirates. But alas, his reign would not last long, as he would soon be captured and executed by the world government. But right before he was publicly executed, he told the people that he had left his treasure for those willing to find it. This would eventually spark the beginning of the Great Pirate Era, which would see a massive surge in the amount of pirates on the seas. One pirate in particular would eventually take these words as inspiration to achieve his own dream of becoming the next king of the pirates. This pirate goes by the name of Monkey D. Luffy, and he would soon turn the pirate world on its head. One Piece, one of the greatest manga ever written, by the one, the only, Eiichiro Oda. A story that spans over 25 years, 1,100 chapters, making it the 21st longest manga in history, according to the amount of volumes published. Yes, we all know that One Piece is long, and I just want to give you an idea of how long it is with an example. If One Piece were a person, it would have a fully developed frontal lobe at this point. Just think about that. Most people watching this video do not even have a fully developed frontal lobe. Another thing is, Kohei Horikoshi, the author of My Hero Academia, submitted some fan art for One Piece for the One Piece SBS in 2002 when he was just 15 years old. This same man went on to write his own manga from 2014 to 2024, and One Piece is still going on. Oda even paid tribute to him by redrawing the fan art he submitted in one of the more recent chapters of One Piece. Even with all this, I wish One Piece were longer, and I'll get more into that later. One Piece is a once-in-a-lifetime story. A story of this grandeur is very hard to come by. It has not only managed to maintain relevance all these years, but somehow it has continued to grow in popularity. So popular that different brands have made collaborative products that are One Piece themed. You have athletes paying tribute to the series by mimicking poses of characters in the show, and you even have One Piece outfits featuring in fashion shows. This goes to show how impactful and how iconic the series truly is. And that brings us to the topic of this video. And I would like to talk about just 3 moments that, in my opinion, really capture the essence of One Piece and really made me, and maybe a few others, fall in love with the series. The first of these moments comes in the East Blue Saga. This is probably the moment that hooked most people to the series. And if you haven't guessed it already, yes, I'm talking about Nami asking Luffy for help at Arlong Park. Now, at this point in the story, Nami did not really consider herself as part of the crew, and even went as far as stealing the Going Merry to get to Arlong Park. We knew Nami was greedy and hated pirates from the start, But even this action surprised me. Thankfully, this arc dives into Nami's backstory, showing us where this behavior comes from. Her hate for pirates stems from the crimes committed by Arlong and the Arlong pirates on her village, which include the murder of her own stepmother, Bellamere. Her love for money stemming from the fact that she needed to gather 100 million berries in order to save her village. And in my opinion, this love for money at this point in the story is kind of symbolic of her willingness to save the people that she cares about, because obviously she needed the money to save her village, even if it means betraying others. Eventually she reaches her goal, but Arlong does what pirates do best and plays an underhanded trick that causes her to require another 100 million berries. Angered and tired of being oppressed by Arlong, the villagers choose to storm Arlong Park. Hopeless as her years of work go to waste and people who she cares about run straight to their inevitable deaths, Nami violently stabs her arm that carries the Arlong pirates' insignia, and in an act of complete and utter hopelessness, she asks Luffy, a pirate mind you, to help her. In that moment, Luffy puts his straw hat on Nami's head and screams, "Of course I will." In a real tearjerker of a moment, Luffy stands on business and vows to save Nami and her village from Arlong. Truly a memorable moment that makes Arlong's defeat that much sweeter. The next moment comes from arguably one of the greatest arcs of One Piece, Enies Lobby. And of course, we're going to be talking about Nico Robin's I Want to Live moment. First off, can we just talk about how great Water 7 and Enies Lobby are? I mean, they contain one of the greatest fights in the series, the introduction of my favorite Straw Hat, and one of the biggest plot twists of the series, I must say. The transition between arcs is also seamless, and I often refer to the two arcs as one. But I think that this moment is just at the absolute peak of it all. Nico Robin, not an unfamiliar face on the crew, as she joined right after the Alabasta arc. A beautiful archaeologist whose knowledge of the poneglyphs and how to read them gave her a starting bounty of 79 million berries at just 8 years old. In this arc, her past comes back to haunt her, as she is forced to follow the orders of the government in order to protect her friends. She ends up betraying them, and it seems that they might never see each other again. But of course, Luffy would say otherwise, and as the crew and with the help of the Frankie family, storm Enies Lobby, a government island, to rescue Robin. The crew fight their way through a horde of government agents and marines and finally stand face to face with Robin. In an epic scene, Luffy tells Sogeking to shoot down the world government flag, effectively declaring war on the whole government just to save their friend. He then tells Robin to say that she wants to live, and she responds accordingly, realizing that it's okay for her to be alive and that she has friends who would do anything to save her. Another moment that truly captures the essence of One Piece. Finally, I would like to talk about a personal favorite moment of mine that maybe went over the heads of some people, but this is really a moment that made me fall in love with the series. A moment that I truly enjoyed because of the spectacle that the anime makes it, and as an enjoyer of classical music. I am talking about Luffy defeating Crocodile and saving the Alabasta Kingdom. Alabasta was, in my opinion, the first big arc of One Piece. It had been built up ever since the Straw Hats entered the Grand Line, and boy, did this arc really deliver. The main villain Crocodile is one of my favorite in the series and certainly has a menacing aura about him. There's so much I like about this arc, but I don't want to get too much into the details at this point. Anyway, the climax of the arc is the final showdown between Luffy and Crocodile, and the ending of this fight is truly spectacular. As Luffy and Crocodile both launch their final attacks, the final movement of Dvorak's New World Symphony starts to play. And I tell you, when I heard this, I was surprised. I was in awe. The moment was just too hype. The music just elevated the scene to new heights that I did not know could be reached. It was just absolute cinema to see Luffy defeat Crocodile and free an entire kingdom from his tyranny and ending a civil war. Like I said, these moments stood out to me and effectively made me fall in love with the series. And I think that they truly capture the essence of One Piece. I hope to make more and more One Piece videos because One Piece is just amazing. I love it. It's great. And there's just so much to talk about. And I really enjoyed making this video. If you've dabbled into One Piece, I would like to hear the moments that you enjoy from the series and what made you fall in love with the series as well. Otherwise, that's all we have today, folks. See you in the next one.